Dynamite hits. Boom goes the dynamite.
Hey everyone, Dynamite David here, and welcome to the Winning Daily Podcast. I've got soccer and college football for you today, but first let's find out how I did last week.
All right. It was a big day on the soccer front for Dynamite David. I think that's a couple weeks in a row that Dynamite has been on fire in soccer. And let's start off with the Brighton-Manchester United game. He went heavy on Brighton and won a whole lot of money. Brighton plus 1.5, minus 135, 3-unit play there. Brighton draw no bet, 1-unit play on plus 142 there. And Brighton win both to score, plus 370, half-unit play on there. West Ham versus Man City. City halftime, full-time. That one did not hit. But he came back with Fulham to win versus Luton, minus 155, 3-unit play. Then the big one, Arsenal, Tottenham, 5-unit money line parlay, and boy did he stretch that one out as Tottenham got the last couple goals there in injury time and pulled that parlay out. He had the big Friday play, doing a lot of Leverkusen double chance plus 130. 1-unit play was a winner there. Leverkusen to win both to score plus 550. Didn't hit that one. Boniface to score plus 190. Should have hit that one, but could not quite finish his opportunities, but there were plenty of them there. But a big one here. Both teams to score in the second half. Both teams got their goals in the second half. Plus 132, 2-unit play there. On Saturday, he went to the Bundesliga with Mainz and Stuttgart. Stuttgart to win both to score plus 390. 1-unit play with the win there. Stuttgart draw new bet, even money play there on a half a unit win there. And then he hit one of his pyramids. Inter Milan versus Milan, over 2.5 minus 114, 5-unit play. Over 3.5 plus 225, 1-unit play, and the big one, over 4.5 plus 580, a half-unit play. Hit that one, $725 on a $125 bet on that. And then finally, PSG, Nice, Mbappe, 2 or more goals. Once again, injury time. Good to our man Dynamite David. Mbappe gets that second goal, even though the PSG was down 3-1 and playing out the string. Plus 310, 1-unit play on that one. 775 winner on Mbappe, 2 or more goals. Overall, on Soccer Matchday 5, win $8,227.28. That's probably the biggest win other than maybe one win last year between the two of us. He lost only $687.50, a net of $7,539.78. Putting his new balance on the year, $32,213.02. So, up almost $7,000 on the soccer season so far for Dynamite David. College football did not go as well, did not go badly. It's sort of just been the football season that is. Other than maybe 1 week, Dynamite David basically breaks even and loses money on the juice. But in college football, Mississippi State plus LSU, 1-unit play on the 9.5. That one was a loser. Kansas State minus 4.5 versus Missouri, 10-unit play. That one did not quite hit. That one really cost him because actually he hit 2 5-unit plays on the day, but just couldn't win any money because of the Kansas State. But UNC minus 7.5 versus Minnesota. Easy winner on that one, 5 units. Western Kentucky 29.5 versus Ohio State. 2-unit play was a loser. Fresno State minus 3 versus Arizona State. Easy winner on that one. 5 units on that. So he got the 10 units back on 2 easy games. And maybe if a field goal doesn't get hit to record setting, maybe Kansas State pulls that game out in overtime and we just miss a big weekend in college football. Penn State minus 14.5, winner on that one, 2-unit play. And Tulane minus 12.5 for Southern Miss. 1-unit play was a winner there. Overall, he won $2,954.55, lost $32.50. So he was minus $295.45 on the week. That lowers his balance to $20,340, but really, it's been pretty much even money all season long, except for the one really bad week, which I think was maybe 2 weeks ago. But overall, Dynamite David winning you money. His NFL picks will be coming later on Saturday, so be prepared for those. Dynamite David also been hot in the NFL. So what do you got for us this week, Dynamite?
All right, we're going to start off with soccer in the Premier League. In the matchup of Luton Town versus Wolves, I'm gonna go with the underdogs at home here. I'm going to take Luton, draw no bet, plus 142. I'm putting half a unit on that. I'm going to take Luton to win, both to score at plus 550, quarter of a unit on that. And then I'm going to take both teams to score at minus 136, a half a unit there. Moving on to the next matchup between Burnley and Man U. I think this is kind of a get-right game for Man U, and I've got a few plays on them. I'm going to take United to win at just minus 135. Not too bad on the juice there. 2-unit play. I'm going to take Man U minus the spread, minus 1.5 at plus 210, 1 unit there. And I'm also going to take them heavy goal scoring. Man U over 3.5 goals at plus 630, half a unit play on that one. Next up is probably the one I'm going to have my eye on for the most of the day is Arsenal versus Tottenham. I had them both in a money line parlay last week. This week, they're going head to head. And I'm going to be rooting for my Spurs, but here we're just rooting for goals. I think once this thing opens up, it could get really out of hand one way or the other. But I'm going to start off with the over 2.5 at minus 205. 2-unit play there to combat the juice a little bit. Next up, over 3.5, 134, 1 unit. The over 4.5 at plus 320, half a unit. Over 5.5 at plus 730, a quarter of a unit. And then finally, yes, we're doing it. We're going to go over the 6.5 at 17-1, quarter of a unit on that one. And finally, in that matchup, I'm going to take both teams to score in the second half at plus 180, 1-unit play there. So that second half goal scoring play and the over 2.5 is kind of my insurance there. As long as we get 3 goals, hopefully at least netting no loss there, but we're going to shoot big for some profit. Next matchup, we're going to go to Brighton and Bournemouth. I'm just going to take Brighton on the minus 1.5 at even money, plus 100, 3-unit play there. That's going to be my play of the week later. And then on the next matchup, Sheffield United versus Newcastle. I'm going to take Newcastle minus the 1.5 at plus 125, 1 unit there. That's all for the Premier League. Now we're going to move over to Serie A, a team I'd like to ride this year. I'm going to take Milan minus 1.5 at plus 105, 2-unit play there. I think they're going to bounce back versus Verona after that tough Milan derby versus Inter last week, and they're going to bounce back in a big way. Moving on to the Bundesliga, I'm going to take Leverkusen versus Heidenheim. Leverkusen over 2.5 at minus 122, 2-unit play there. And then finally, my last matchup in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich versus Bochum. I'm going to take Munich first half over 1.5 goals at plus 108, 1-unit play there. And Munich first half over 2.5 goals at plus 400, half a unit play there. I also have one parlay in soccer this week. It's a 3-legger. All of these teams minus 1.5 goals. Brighton, Newcastle, and Milan. All those together make plus 822. I'm putting a half a unit play on that. Those are all my soccer plays. Let's move on to college football. Starting off with tonight, Friday night. I'll be tweeting this out because I'm not sure if this show will be out in time or not, but I'm going to take the Wolfpack, NC State, minus 8.5 versus Virginia. That's minus 105, 1-unit play there. I'm also going to take the over 47.5 in this one, 1-unit play there. And then I'm also going to parlay those two together for another unit at plus 273. So 3 plays in the Friday night slate, all on the NC State Wolfpack. Starting off Saturday, and we're going to start it off in a big way at noon, matchup between Florida State and Clemson, big ACC matchup. I think there's an obvious favorite here. Champ Chesterfield may disagree with me, but I'm going Seminoles minus 2 at minus 110. This is my 10-unit play of the week. Go big on this one. I think this is a sure thing. Getting out of that matchup into some of the smaller time matchups, we're going to go to Marshall versus Virginia Tech. I'm going to take Marshall at home here, -4.5 against another struggling Virginia team, -110. 2-unit play on that one. Moving on to the Big 12, SMU +6.5 versus TCU. That's even money at +100. I'm taking 3 units on that. I'm also going to take the money line, SMU +196 for the upset. 1-unit play there. That's going to be my underdog play of the week. Moving to the SEC, big matchup in the West between Ole Miss and Alabama. I'm going to take the over 55.5 at -115, 1 unit. I think Ole Miss's defense is not amazing, so Alabama might be able to figure out some things on offense, and we know Kiffin's going to have some offense, so I think we're going to see points in this matchup. And I think if we're going to see points, I think there's a chance Ole Miss gets the win here. So I'm going to take a small shot on Ole Miss at +190, half a unit play on that one. Going out west to the Pac-12, UCLA versus Utah. I'm going to take UCLA plus the points here. I've got quite a few dogs this week. I'm going to take UCLA +6 at -105, 1-unit play there. And I'm also going to sprinkle a little on the money line in this one. +178, 1-unit play on that one. Staying in the Pac-12, it's prime time in Colorado versus Oregon. Now they're going up to Eugene here. So I think Colorado's offense may struggle a little bit more than they have in games past. This game total is at 70. I think that's outrageously high. I'm going to take the under 70 at -110. Big unit play on this one. 6 units. I like this one. This was almost my play of the week. Moving on, another small-time matchup between South Florida and Rice. I'm going to take South Florida plus the 110 on the money line at home. I just think their new coach is starting to get things a little figured out. They're not all the way back yet, but they're going to start climbing back here over the next few years. Next up, another big Pac-12 matchup between Oregon State going into Washington State. I was back and forth on this one a little bit, but I'm going to go with the Beavers, -3 at -110 odds, 3-unit play there. Big-time matchup between the Irish and the Buckeyes in Notre Dame versus Ohio State. I'm going to take the home team here in Notre Dame plus the 3 at -110, 2-unit play on that one. Over in the ACC, I'm going back to an old reliable that won me some money last week. I'm going to take North Carolina -7.5, same spread they had last week. This time going up against a struggling Pitt team, -110 odds on that, 3-unit play there. And then finally, my last straight play, we're sticking in the Pac-12, Washington versus Cal. Both of these teams can score a lot of points, especially Washington. But I'm going to take the over 59 points here at -110, 2-unit play there. Now, I've done some fun stuff here with some parlays, all my underdogs that I took today. First off, I'm going to take all 4 of these on the money line, SMU, UCLA, Notre Dame, and Ole Miss. All of that combined is plus 51.02. I've got a quarter unit of a play on that. Let's hope we can hit that big one. And then after that, I've done all those combinations of those teams in 2-team parlays. So I've got SMU, Notre Dame plus 545, quarter unit on that one. Quarter unit on all of these, by the way. Notre Dame, UCLA money line, plus 506. SMU, UCLA on the money line, 723. Ole Miss, SMU, 758. Ole Miss, UCLA, 706. And Ole Miss, Notre Dame, 532. So you may be able to make up a nice round robin parlay if you want to cover the board and go 2s, 3s, and 4. But I've got the 4 and all the 2s. That wraps up all my picks this week. Be sure to look for all our other podcasts, our shorts, and like and subscribe to catch all of our podcasts when they drop. Be sure to look out for my NFL picks in a day or two, and that's all for today.
Dynamite Hits. Boom goes the dynamite.